In this video, we are going to learn DaVinci Resolve 18. So if you want to learn how to do video editing, how to do pro video editing, then this video is for you. So in this video, we will learn everything about DaVinci Resolve 18 and how to do video editing with DaVinci Resolve 18. Now, if you have done any video editing in past, then you must know that there are some other video editing tools available like Premiere Pro or iMovie or Final Cut. There are so many, but I prefer DaVinci Resolve, and so are many people. I know many people who were using Premiere Pro, but now they have switched to DaVinci Resolve because it is amazing and it is free. So everything which you need to do at beginner level or a mid-level video editor is absolutely free in DaVinci Resolve, whereas for the same thing you will have to pay a pretty good amount for the standard Premium Pro. So if you're looking for a free version of a Premium Pro, then DaVinci Resolve 18 is the best alternative, and I would say it is even better than the Premium Pro. So now, without any further ado, let's get started with DaVinci Resolve. So all you have to do is just Google DaVinci Resolve, and this would be the first link you will see, this blackmagicdesign.com. Just select that and come to this page, and if you scroll down, you will get all the details of DaVinci Resolve 18, and then you will get this free version of the software. And as I said, as a beginner or as a mid-level of video editor, you would be very happy with the free version of the DaVinci Resolve 18 itself. You won't have to pay this amount unless you are a professional video editor. So for us as a beginner, we can just go ahead and download the free version of DaVinci Resolve. If you're on Mac, you can go to App Store and just search for DaVinci Resolve, and you will get the latest version, and you can download it from there itself. You won't have to even go to this page and download it from there. You can just download it from App Store, and if you are on Windows, you can simply download it from here, and the free version is good enough to go for. So just go for it, and we will see you in the DaVinci Resolve editor now. Once you open your DaVinci Resolve editor, you will see something like this. So this is your first screen where you will be creating your new project. So as you can see over here, we have new project. So once you click on it, you will be asked to name your project. So let's see other options. So you have options to import and export your projects which are already there, or you want to import some project which are already there, or you want to export some project which you have created using DaVinci Resolve. You can open an existing project from here as well. Also, this will show your local projects, and if you go in the network, if you have any project in somewhere else in the network, you can link it over here, or you can connect to the Blackmagic cloud and connect your project, like work on your project which are there in the Blackmagic cloud. But we will be working on our local project, so let's go to the local section and click on new project, and we will name it my travel blog, or we can say vlog instead of blog. That's what they are calling it now. So my travel vlog we will create, and now let's click on create, and this is the main editor where you will be editing your videos. So initially it looks pretty intimidating, but once you get used to it, it is very simple to use. DaVinci Resolve, it is the most easiest software which you will use for video editing. It is very simple, and it has capability to do so many things which you can't even imagine. Okay, so the main thing in this editor is these tabs which you see at the bottom. So this one is for media pool. When you click on it, you will see media, no clips in media pool, which means that all the medias which you'll be using during your video editing, which will appear over here. And then we have this cut tab. So cut tab is for like editing your videos, cutting it at certain points, and then using the cut videos in your actual timeline. And then this is the place where you will be spending most of your time, which is the edit tab. So this is very important, where it shows your timeline. So this is our timeline, as you can see over here. All the medias which you will drag in your timeline, you can see over here. You can play around with your timeline and everything. We will see everything in more details, but just know that this is the most important tab which we'll be using throughout this video. And then we have something called Fusion, which is very advanced, and we will not be looking into this in today's beginner video because it is like the professional level of tab where you perform all the things which you can do with Adobe After Effects. So if you have worked with Adobe After Effects, you will understand how to work on Fusion as well. But as I said, this is a very advanced feature in DaVinci Resolve, which is not required for beginner or at the mid level. So we will not be touching this for today. Then the next tab is the color tab. This tab is very famous. I mean, you won't be required this as well too much, but if you want to give some brightness, like if you want to play with the color and saturation and contrast and all those things which you know about the color themes, you can play around with those things in this tab, in the color tab. So we will touch base on this tab as well. And then we have the Fairlight. Fairlight is for audio. So all the imported audios will appear over here, and you can adjust your audio volumes, and you can also remove the background noise and everything. All those fancy things you can do with the audio, you can do in this Fairlight. And then the last one is for exporting the videos, that is the Deliver tab. So in this tab we will come once you have done all the editing, and after the editing you will be able to export your video and use it for whatever reason you have created the video, maybe for YouTube or for anything. So this is the custom export, and it has already selected some resolution for you, so you will just have to give your file name and location and it will render the video for you. So these are all the tabs, and as I said, you will be spending most of your time in the edit tab. So let's look into the edit tab more. And except these tabs, as you can see over here, we have some options. So this is the media pool. So we don't have any clips in the media pool. That is why you don't see anything in this. If you don't see this media pool, you can go to this and just click on it and it will appear and disappear. So if you click on it, it will show the media pool. If you again click on it, it will disappear and it will show your timeline in a bigger screen. So you can just toggle between these options, and you can see what are all these options are. If you toggle between this, it will show this timeline in a bigger screen and show this media pool a little smaller, something like this. So you will have your timeline a little bigger and media pool will be shown like this. And then there is effects, which is very important. So you see all the effects which are available. So you have your text titles as well over here, audio transition, video transition, and effects you can apply on your video. So we don't want to buy anything as such, so we can remove that. We can just say that. And then edit index, all your files will appear over here. You can edit the index for those. This is also not important. The two most important tools over here is the media pool, where you will see all your medias, and the effects, where you will be using all the existing effects on your videos. So let's go to media pool and let's make it bigger. And this screen over here is where you will see all your timelines, whether it is in the media pool, whether in the timeline, you will see your videos appear over here. And then we have this inspector. Inspector is very important. Whatever is the selected element, you will see all the attributes related to that selected elements over here. So we'll see all of these in our next part, where we'll start editing our video. So let's start doing some video editing. So to start with, we need some videos and audio files so that we can edit those files and create our final video. So you can find these files in the video description. There is a link. You can go and download these files. Make sure that these files are downloaded, and once you have downloaded it, just select it all and drag it into this media pool section. So just drag it over here. It will say change project frame. If you want to change, you can change it. Otherwise, it will pick it from your media, from your videos. It will pick some frame which is applicable, which is like common in all your videos, and it will apply that frame. I will just say don't change and let it select it on its own. And then we have some video footage of Greece. So what the video which we are preparing is the top 3 places to visit in Greece. And the top 3 places which we'll be showing would be Santorini, Athens, and Crete. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. Okay, so once you have all your media over here, you can just see the preview of your media over here in this section as you just scroll through it. Now, how do I bring this media into my timeline? So let's say this is the first media which I want to bring in my timeline. So what I'll do, I'll select it and then just double click on it. And you can see it is appearing over here, not in the timeline. So over here, you have option to either drag the video. So if you see, we have two options. One says video and one is the audio. So either you can drag the whole video into the timeline, or you can drag the whole audio in the timeline and ignore the video. Or if you don't select these and just drag it from here, it will drag both audio and video into the timeline, something like this. And then you can see we have video 1 and audio 1 in our timeline. So if I unselect the inspector, you will see two windows now. One is the timeline, which is the one which we are playing over here. This is the timeline. And one which is selected from here. So this one is the one selected from here, and it is showing in this video. And you can either select video, audio, or video and audio both and drag it into your timeline. Now this section is very important. We will be making all our edits, most of the edits in this section only. So you can change how it looks in this section as well. So if you click over here and you see track height for video and audio. So if you move it, you will see for video, the track height is reducing and increasing as you move this, and you can see the video. If you want to edit the video track height, you can do that as well. And then there are so many things you can do over here. You can just play around with it and see how you want your timeline to look, which works best for you. Okay, now as you can see, this timeline has both audio and video, which I don't think is needed because this video does not have any audio. If you play it, there is no audio, it's just video. So we don't need the audio attached with it. So you can do, like, if you want to delete just the audio, if you select just the audio, you won't be able to select and delete it because it is linked with the video. So to unlink it, there is this linked option. So just select it and this will be unlinked. Now if you select, the audio is selected and you can delete it, right? The other way is you just drag the audio, the video part only, don't drag the audio part. So let's just remove everything and let's just drag the video part only. And even the video part, I don't want the whole video, I just want the part of a video. So not starting from here, maybe from here, but I want it to end over here itself. I don't want to go till the end of it. So to do so, what you have to do, you have to define the input and output point in your video. So how can you do this? In this keyboard, in your keyboard, when you say, let's say from here, I want the input. So you can say I. So just press I and this will tag an input point, and then wherever you want the output. So let's say I want to be played till here only, then I'll say O. And now this is the part which is selected. And once you drag the video, just the video, not the audio, just the video into the timeline, you can see there's no audio. It just says that you can attach audio in this later on, but you don't see the audio attached in this one. So it just drags the video and it drags the video from input to the output point only, right? So there are so many ways to edit this video over here. So as you can see, these options, what we have. So there are many options. This one is the select option, which can be selected by pressing A in your keyboard. So if you select A, you will come to the selection mode. So we are currently in the selection mode. The second one is the trim edit mode. So if you select T, you will be in trim edit mode and you can just drag your video. So over here, maybe you want to trim your video from the end. So you can do like this. I don't want to trim it, so I will just leave it like this. So this is the trim feature. You can trim your video from beginning or your end, or you can trim it like from center as well. So you can see it is going in like -0, 0. So this is the trim feature which you can bring up using the T. And then the next one is the dynamic trim mode, which you can get with W. There's not much difference in these two. It is only to perform the trim in your application, and I don't use it much. I would tell you what is most used for trimming your videos. So the most used one is this B one, the blade one. I will tell you even better way to trim your videos, but this is also pretty good. You can just see where you want to trim your video and you can just click on over here and it will cut it in half, and then you can select select A, and then select the particular part which you want to delete, and then just click on delete and that would be deleted. So that is also one way, but best way to trim your video is using Command Shift and open bracket and close bracket. Open bracket for the beginning of the video and close bracket for the ending of the video. So let's say I want my video to start from here, so I'll just move the current point over here and then just say Command Shift and open bracket. It will delete that part and start the video from here. Similarly, let's say in the end I want to end it over here, so I will just say Command Shift and closed bracket, and it will delete the remaining part after the cursor. So this is how you make the edits in the video. Now these are like some option to insert the clip, which you will not require that much. You can just drag the clip and insert it anywhere you want. You will not be using these options as much as well. And then we have the snapping tool. The snapping tool is pretty useful. If you add one more clip, let's say you add the next clip, you can just drag and drop over here, and instead of viewing it over here, you can just simply drag your media from here to here. So if you can see, it is unlinked as of now. It is not linked with this audio, so I can just delete the audio, which is good. I don't want the audio. And then the snapping tool is enabled for this video, so if I bring it closer, it will be snapped to the last video. So the transition between these two videos would be very smooth because of this snapping. It won't leave any gap. If you need any gap and you don't want to snap it, then you can disable it, and then you can keep it at whatever distance you want and it won't snap it to the last video. But I would prefer using this snapping video and snap it with the last video so that there is no gap between the videos. Okay, and this unlink thing we have already talked about. There's this position lock. If you want your position to be locked, if you want your videos to be locked at this position, you can lock it like this, and then you won't be able to move it. So you won't be using it quite a lot. I don't use it at all. So just ignore it and just know what it does. The others are like this. These are like the bookmarks, like the flag. So if you want to add a bookmark at particular point, you will use this one. And if you want to add like bookmark for this complete clip, you will add like this. And we can delete it. Just select it and delete. So I don't need it for now, so I will just delete it. Okay, and now these tools are very important. So while editing, you will have to see which part of the video you are editing. So you can use these quite a lot. So it is like the zoom mode. So this would be like the full extent zoom. This is like if you want to see one particular part only, so it will just zoom in quite a lot in this area. And then this is like custom zoom, so you can move it over here to see how it works. I use these two quite a lot, so you can use these as well to zoom in and see which part of the video you are editing and edit it properly. So I'll just snap it over here. So this is how you use all these tools available over here and edit your videos in the timeline. Now next, see how to add text in the videos. Now, if we want to add text on these video, we will be adding a new layer on top of this video for that text. So to add text, what you have to do first is go to this effect, and then over here you have this option titles. And in all this, you can see where your titles will appear. So in the preview section, you can see how it will look. So let's see, it will like scroll title. This will be scrolling from bottom to top. Then this will be at the center. This will be the custom text. Then background reveal, call out. There are so many options which you can choose from for your video and see which one will work best for you. So I think this one would be fine for our purpose. So what I want to say is Greece top 3 places, right? So either this. So okay, this looks good. So I would use this one. So just drag it and put it on top of the video, right? And then select it and go to inspector. And in the inspector, you have sample upper and then sample bottom. So we had two texts, one at the top and one at the bottom. So we want to use this one. So let's add what we want to show at the upper and at the bottom part. So at the upper part, I want to say Greece. And at the bottom part, I want to say top 3, right? So if we scroll, you can see it is something like this. And I want this text to be visible until this clip only, this small clip only. So I can just come here and you can see, even though I have not selected this clip option, if I go to end of it, it will understand that, okay, I want to edit the end of this selected video. So it will automatically select this clips option and you can just simply drag it till here. So if you play, you can see Greece top 3 presenting, and then it goes away, and then we have this video. Okay, this works well. There are many things you can do with this. Like over here, if you see, you have all the options you want to, if you want to have like some upper spacing, upper text spacing, you want your Greece to look like this, you can do that. You can see upper text spacing and then line spacing. All these options are there. And using these, you can edit the text as per your requirements. Now, for the first one, I want to say, let's say Greece top 3. And then I want to say that this one is for Santorini. So I will just say, I will use another text in this video and drag it. So let's see which one we want to use. So I think this one looks fine to me. So I will use this and just edit the title. I'll say Santorini and this should be fine. So Greece top 3, the first one is Santorini, and then you can see the video. I don't want this video to be this long, so I can just edit it. So all you have to do is select till where you want your video to show. So I just want it till here. So just Command Shift and close curly braces and the video is edited. Okay, now the next video, I'll just drag it either from here or I'll just select it over here and then choose the input and output points. So I want it from here maybe. So input I and then move it till here. Okay, this looks nice. So out, and maybe I want the input point to start from here. Okay, so this looks nice. So I will take this and just move the video part over here and just snap it. So from here it will go like this. Okay, so let's just add all our videos at once so that we won't have to do it again and again. So select all and just unselect these because we don't want these. These have been selected, so just move it and jam. So you can see all the videos now selected over here. I can remove all the audio because we won't be requiring the audios, and just snap this one. So just zoom it and snap it. So it will go from here to here. I don't like how it looks, so I will just go to from where I want to view it. So let's do this, and okay, from here I think it looks fine. So I will just do Command Shift open brackets, and from here it will, so if you play, it will be transitioned to this one, and I think this much is good enough. So Command Shift close curly braces, and then this looks fine to me. Okay, so let's keep editing and learning something new. So let's see how to do transition from one video to another video. So as of now, as you can see, it is pretty bland, like it just goes from one video to another video. So if you want some transition animation, you can do so as well using this effects. So if you go in effects, in the video transition, we have all these effects available. So let's say I want this one, additive dissolve. So you can just scroll over here and see how it will look. So you can use this and then see where you want to keep it. So at the end or at the bottom or between the two clips. So let's say between these two clips, I will just add it over here. And if you go, you will see it come dissolve like this, and there you go. So you have some transition effects. So you can do so for all of these videos, I think I would leave it for this one. You can do it at all of these videos, like whenever you're showing a new video, you can do some transition effect. And I always prefer to use one transition effect throughout my video. Don't use multiple transition effect because it doesn't look good. So just use one transition effect all over your video and it should be fine. So let's quickly apply this transition effect all over my video. So to add transition between each of these videos, you won't have to drag it for everything. All you have to do is select this one, the transition which you have applied, copy it, and then select in between the video and then just paste it. And we can say trim clips, and if you see over here, you will see the transition. So just run it and you will see the transition appear over here as well. And perfect. So you can do the same for all. So just do it. If you want to trim, you can trim, or if you want, you can skip it as well. I like the trim version, so I will just trim it. So just trim it, and there you go. We have the same transition everywhere in our application. So this here, I think it wasn't applied, so trim. There you go. So if I run it now, I can see the same transition happening everywhere throughout my application when we are showing a new video. Similarly, if you want to show the text as well, so over here it showed Santorini, I can just copy this text, and over here my Athens video is starting. I can just paste it over here and go and change it to Athens. Copy this and paste it over here and change it to print. Perfect. These are some tricks through which you can simply edit your video more quicker than you can. So in the next part, let's see how to do zoom in and zoom out animation in DaVinci Resolve. So let's see how to do zoom in and zoom out using the DaVinci Resolve and or any type of animation. So this is the one animation we will be seeing as example, but using this trick, you can do any animation in DaVinci Resolve. So if you see this video clip, it is a very simple one where just the people are moving, but the scene is very constant and the cloud is moving. So what I want is to zoom in to these pillars and then zoom out. So to do so, what you have to do is just go to the keyframe. So let's say in the starting, we are over here. So this is the keyframe we want to use as the beginning keyframe. So from here, it will start zooming in. So let's select this clip to see the options over here. And if you can see, we have these keyframes. So I can just attach these keyframes, just enable it at this point. So as you can see, it is enabled over here. And you can see these options over here. If you click it, you will see these keyframes are added over here. So you see, these are the keyframes. And if you select these keyframes, just go on over here and you will see this is the values at this point. At this keyframe, the values are 1 for zoom at x-axis and y-axis, and then position is also 0, 0. So I don't want to change the position. I just want to zoom in and zoom out. You can change the position. You can rotate it as well, and so many other things. So you can play around with all of these options and make your animation, all of these, wherever you see this keyframes attached, you can just select it, mark it, and then change it at a later point. So let's see how we do it for zoom. So I have selected all, but you can just select the zoom option as well, because we won't be touching all of these options. So just the zoom option is fine. So you can see it over here. We have the first one over here, and then when we go in the center, I want to zoom in. So I don't want to zoom out, actually. I just want to zoom in and then go to next video. So I think till here is fine. So I'll just first clip it over here. So to clip it, just Command Shift and closed brackets. So clip it. And then just before this, over here at this point, I want to zoom out, I want to zoom in. So just select over here the keyframes and then zoom in to the point till where you want to zoom in. So I think till here is fine. And this is it. So as you run your cursor in the timeline as well, you can see it how it zoom in. So if I go over here, play it, and it goes here, and then it starts zooming in to this monument, and then once it's zoomed in, it will reach over here and it will go to the next video. And there you go, we have come to the next video. So this is how you play around with the animation. You can select the keyframes and then change it at some later point in your timeline, and then it will like zoom in, zoom out. You can rotate it, you can do all sort of thing. You can change the positioning. Many people do the positioning thing because they want to show certain thing in their video. So let's say in this video you want to show the user this house only, not the whole thing, so you'll just position to over here in this zoom location, and then your video will be zoomed to that location only. So now let's see how to add audio in DaVinci Resolve. So let's close this and let's come to the beginning of our video, and you see audio 1 is there, but there's nothing in this, like we don't have any audio. So I've already added this audio, which is quite loud. So just drag it over here and put it over here, and you can see the audio, and then as you can see the audio in the end, it is quite bigger than the video itself, so you can clip it as well. So just bring your cursor over here and then Command Shift and the closed curly braces. So make sure that you have selected this one and your cursor is over here. So Command Shift and close curly braces, and your audio is edited to the point where we want, till the point where we want it to. So how do we edit audio? So for editing audio, we have this audio tab as well. In inspector you have this volume. You can reduce the volume like this over here, or you can just go over here and see we'll have this option. So you can just increase or decrease as well. So I think I would like to keep the audio quite low for this one. So I think this is fine. So just play it. Or let's make it even lower. So if you have a voiceover, like if you're talking in your own voice and you just want a background audio, you can just keep it very low, like really low, and then make your other voice, the other voice, more prominent, and keep that voice as the primary voice. So if I run this, now the audio is very low. So which is fine if you have a voiceover audio as well, but if you don't have voiceover audio, you can increase this audio as well. So either from here on from there. So I'll just increase it till this point. I think this is quite good enough. Other thing, you can check the pan, you can check the pitches and play around with the audio over here itself, or you can see this mixer. So over here in the mixer, you can see we only have one audio. So it just shows audio 1, and then this is the place it will show how the audio is looking like. So if I play it, you will be able to see this going up. So as long as it is in green and yellow area, it is fine. If you move it up and it goes like in the red area, this is not good. So make sure that it doesn't go above and doesn't go beyond the red area, and it stays in this threshold. So I think we can increase a little more, and this should be fine. Yeah, so as long as it is in green and yellow area, it is safe and it looks fine to us. It would be good sound for your video. Other thing is, if you want to play along with other audios in your let's say you want to add one more audio, so you can add it like this, and in this mixer you will be able to see the other audio as well. And if you want to just adjust one audio at a time, you can mute this one and then play, the other audio will play, and you will see, as you can see, it is going beyond the red point. So we will have to mark it down as well, I think till this, and it should be fine now. It is still going, so mark it even more down, and it's fine now. But we want only one audio in this video, so we will just remove this one because we don't want the other audio clip. And the even more advanced way to play around with your audio is going to this Fairlight section. So this is very advanced. You'll be giving this audio mixer, you'll be giving all these things. Actually, I do use this a little bit to reduce the background noise in my videos, but those are all very advanced topics, so I won't be covering those in this video. But just know that Fairlight is there for your needs to even adjust your audio in DaVinci Resolve. Now let's remove these tracks because we don't need the other tracks. So delete the track and then remove the mixer from our screen so that we can see our timeline more properly, and we can remove the inspector as well so we can see two screens, which is selected over here, and the timeline. Okay, now let's see how to work with green screen in DaVinci Resolve. So let's say you are making a YouTube video and you want to add that subscribe button option in your video. So I have this subscribe button video. So if you see this one, let's just play it. So if you start from here, it will give you like option to subscribe, and then there will be like bell. So this is what we want in our video, but we don't want the green screen, right? And we want it with the audio as well. So what we will do, we will just drag it on top of our current video and then remove the background green screen. So let's give input and output point. So I want it to start from here. So let's just say input, and then over here output. So click on O, and there you go. So for input and output, you have these options as well, mark in and mark out. You can use your keyboard I and O as well, or you can use this mark in or mark out as well. So I prefer to use the keyboard. You can use this mark in and mark out as well. So let's drag this into our timelines. I want this to appear at the end, and as you can see, it is messing up with my current audio. So what I'll do is I'll add it in a separate layer. So if I add it in this layer itself, it is messing up with my current audio, you can see. So I don't want that, so I'll just drag it a little up, and you will see it is adding one more layer, one more role in our timeline. I will use this, and you can see at the bottom we have audio 2 as well. So just drag it over here, and if we play it in the timeline, you will see in the main video, now it will hide the video with the green screen, which we do not want. So how do we fix it? So to fix it, what you have to do is go over here, select OpenFX and search for key. And this is our 3D keyer. Just drag it on top of our green screen, and it doesn't do anything. So how do we fix it? So to fix it, you have to make sure that over here in this transform section, it is not selected as transform for this one. For our green screen, it's not selected as transform, it's selected as OpenFX overlay. So select OpenFX overlay, then click on inspector and then select FX, and this is already selected. So all you have to do is just drag it, drag your cursor over here. So I'll just drag it, and you can see my green screen is gone. And then I can see this YouTube icon appear and the subscribe button coming, but you can see that there is a green circle, there is a green boundary on top of my YouTube icon and the subscribe button. So to fix it, we have this dispel option. So we just set to 1. We will just drag it and set to 1, and that will fix the boundary green as well for the main object in our green screen. So now if I run it, you should be able to see the subscribe option without the green screen in the main video. And there we have it. Now in one of the video, I think I had muted my audio 1, so let's unmute it, and now we should be able to hear our audio 1 as well. And then on top of it, I will have my subscribe option appear. Okay, perfect. Okay, now this green screen can be done in the Fusion as well, which is a little bit complex, but yeah, I think I prefer it in the edit tab itself. You can do it in edit tab, or you can do it in the Fusion as well, but the much simpler one, the simplest one, is to do it in the edit tab, but you can do it in the Fusion as well. But as I said, Fusion is very advanced, and If you are a professional video editor, you might have to use Fusion. Otherwise, everything else can be done in the Edit tab itself. Now, I think our video is quite ready. The video, the vlog, the travel vlog is quite ready. The final thing I want to do is the coloring. So you see, whatever frame you will select, it will select over here, and then you can play around with the coloring part over here. So if you click this, the scopes, you will see the colors appearing in this video. So it has red and green and blue. So this is a very advanced coloring tool for your videos, but we can do some small tweaking in our videos to apply in all of our videos, which can make it look even better. So if you see over here, we have this color wheel. So if you select it, you have this left and then gamma and then gain. So if you play around with these options, you will see your video change a little bit. So if you move the left a little bit, you will see the red color is lifting up. You will even see over here some changes, right? So whatever suits your eyes, you can leave it at that point. I think this is fine. I don't want to change it. The gamma as well, if you change it over here, you will see it changing in the scopes and changing in the video as well. So if you want to change the gain, you can change it over here as well. And then the color boost, you can change it through over here. I think this is fine. This looks fine. The shadows, you can play with the shadows as well, the highlights, and then the saturation. All these options are there, so you can just play with all these options, see it how it appears over here, see how it appears over here. I don't like the saturation. It has changed the color of the water as well. So I'll just move it back to 50, I think it was 50, so I'll keep it 50 only. Yeah, this is fine. So this looks fine to me. And if you have made changes and you want to apply to all of these notes, all of these screens, what you can do is simply Command C and then apply on this. I don't know why this one is not. Oh, this is the transition. So go and apply on this, apply on this, apply on this, apply on this. You can just select all of it at once and just Command V, and it will be applied on all of these all together. So the coloring effect you can do on one video and apply it on all your video, or you can apply different coloring effects for all your different clips. So this is how you can play around a little bit with your coloring. So this is very advanced tool. There are so many other things you can do. You see, we just played with the color wheels. You have the HDR color wheels, you have this RGB mixer, you have motion effects, so many other things are there. So feel free to play around with this, but for your basic video editing needs, I think this color wheels do the trick, and that's good enough for your videos. Now finally, once all your editing has been done and you have verified in your editor tab that yes, my video is looking good, and I can go ahead and export it and use it in maybe in YouTube or maybe share it with your friends, what you have to do is go to this Deliver tab, right? And you can see your final video over here as well. Just make sure it is looking good. If it's not, just go back to your editor tab and make your editing and make it look better. And then over here, you can give it your name. So this is a custom tab. Over here, we have horizontal master. In the options, you have YouTube option as well. So if you are making videos specifically for YouTube, it will select the resolution which works best for YouTube. So all you have to do is give the name. So I will say my travel vlog. And then location, so I can browse and select where I want it to be saved. So I want in the DaVinci Resolve folder itself, so I'll say okay, and then add to render queue. So select this and it will be added to the render queue. So this is one video you have added in the render queue. If you want, you can create more videos and add it in the render queue, and later you can click on render all. So render all will render all the videos in this render queue. So as of now, I only have just one timeline and one video, so I'll just click on render all, and it will start rendering the video. So you can see the preview as well while it is rendering. And once it's rendered, I want you to see how it looks as well, the final video version. Okay, this is now rendered as it says completed. So I can just click and reveal in folder, and there you have it. So this is the final video which we have created. I can just double click it and see it like this. Okay, looks good to me. So yeah, this is how you create, this is how you do video editing with DaVinci Resolve. If you want more advanced tutorial on DaVinci Resolve, then just let me know in the comment section and I shall create more advanced video for you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.